recording here. We're going to start with sun salutations. So go ahead and come to the top of your mat, palms together in front of the heart, or mountain pose, either or here. Palms forward or palms in front of the heart. Feet apart or closer together, and let's just find our stance here. You can close the eyes, ground down into the feet, lift up through the crown of the head, coming into our space, our yoga space. So we're talking about the fire element this evening. So we're in the middle of summer, so more than likely a great practice would be something that's more cooling, but we're bringing some fire into the fire. It's kind of how we do it at VFit anyways. Hi, if you're just coming in. All right, just start to connect with your breath, your ujjayi breath. So in and out of the nose, and making a soft oceanic sound in the throat. So like if you have your mouth open, you're fogging a mirror or window with your breath. But trying that with the lips sealed. So breathing in and out of the nose. Ujjayi breath is a breath of fire. And the idea here is we're keeping the heat in, breathing in and out of the nose, and creating that heat with that throat sound. So give it a try. We'll take about 5 more rounds of breath here, finding your feet, your stance, your space, your breath. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and open the eyes. We're going to start to move sun salutation A, traditional sun salutation. Take those arms out and up as you inhale. Reach up, look up, and then we'll lead with the heart, swan dive, forward fold, exhale. Feel free to bend the knees a little bit here. Feel free to take the feet apart. Let's take a couple extra breaths in this first forward fold. Let the head go, feet can come apart. Maybe grab opposite elbows, let the arms hang. And find that ujjayi breath there, in through the nose and out of the nose or out of the mouth. Always a great way to release tension too, those open mouth exhales. All right, on your next inhale, halfway lift, hands, fingers can come to the shins or floor. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank. Lower to the belly, or if you're feeling it, chaturanga here. Or knees down, lower down. Cobra or up dog as you inhale. Heart lifts, shoulders down. And then down dog, exhale. Take a few breaths there. We could also take child's pose in this place if you need more of a rest. Take that breath in and out. In, one more breath, and out. The bottom of this exhale, gaze forward. Walk, step, or jump the feet to meet the hands, halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up to standing. We can roll up here, or reverse swan dive. Flat back, arms out and up. And release those arms. All right, let's go through again. Sun salutation, inhale those arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Back of the neck long in that forward fold. And then halfway lift, heart forward, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. One long exhale here as we lower, chaturanga or to the belly. Up dog or cobra on an inhale. Lift up, 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 heart lifts. And down dog, exhale, take it back. Few breaths here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath, inhale. Here, and down dog at least. Exhale. Bottom of this exhale, gaze forward. Walk, step, or jump the feet to meet the hands, halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up to standing. Inhale. We're just going to take it right into our third sun salutation. Keep it moving. Exhale, forward fold. One breath, one movement, halfway lift. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale. Feel free to jump back into a chaturanga with bent elbows. Up dog or cobra on that inhale. Down dog, press back. Breathe there. Child's pose here if you'd rather. So we're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep the fire element live here. So we're going to build heat. Definitely modify if you need. One more breath here. Modify if you need. Rest, take child's pose whenever you need, all right? So I've heard there was a fiery day at BFit with Lindsay B. So let's gaze forward on the bottom of the exhale. We'll walk, step, or jump the feet. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up to standing, inhale. And exhale, release. All right, come into chair pose, Uttanasana. So weight in the heels, arms extend or cactus arms, or palms in front of the heart. And feet can be a little apart or closer together. Let's everyone bring the weight into heels for a couple breaths here. Find your position, core strong, heart lifting. And then stay here, or we're gonna lift the heels and come onto the balls of the feet, the toes. If your feet are closer together, keep hugging the inner ankles towards one another as you lift those heels off of the floor. Woo. So still in chair legs. Hold here, or take it down and up. Keep those heels lifted, down and up, down and up. We got 3. Woo, lift the heels. 2. You might come out of it, come back in. And a 1. Release those heels down. Let's straighten the legs. Take the arms overhead, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Right leg steps back. We're gonna come into a lunge twist. Right leg back. Feel free to lower the back knee down, this right leg. Point the right hand, left arm reaches up, twist, lunge twist. Maybe take the gaze of that top hand. So again, the back knee up or down. One more full breath here. And we'll release this left hand into a plank, or we're setting up for a plank position. So step left leg back, hold your plank. Now knees down or full position, hug the belly in, tail reaching towards the heels as the heart reaches forward. Find your core strength, hold, hold, hold. You know there's been a lot of planks today. Just a couple more breaths here. Lower to the knees. Find that fire. Here we go. One more full breath. Push the floor away. Core strong. And then inhale. Take the heart forward on the tips of the toes. Exhale, lower to the belly. We're going to flow with cobra here. So hands on the floor. Lift the heart. Inhale and exhale, lower down. So movement in the spine. Press into the pelvis. Press into the tops of the feet as you lift the heart. And then lower down. One more like that. Maybe lift the hands off of the floor. You're not going to probably come up as far, but maybe see how that goes. And then lower down. Press up and back. Down dog. Couple breaths. The bottom of the next exhale. Gaze forward. Walk, step, or jump the feet to meet the hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up to standing. Roll up or reverse swan dive. And release those arms. All right, back into our chair position. Weight in the heels. Find whatever position in the arms works best. I'm going to extend and reach this time. Hug those ankles towards one another if our feet are close. And then lift the heels up. Hug the heels in. Woo, stay here. Or up and down. Here we go. Up and down. We got 4. Hug those legs, ankles together. 3. 2, and 1. Sit back, release the heels. Inhale, straighten the legs, lift the gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot steps back this time into that lunge, twist. Oops, sorry, Blue. Got a dog there, I just kicked. Left hand down, right arm opens, twist, lunge, twist. Maybe lift the gaze up. Breathe there, couple breaths. And release. Take the hands to the floor. Step back into plank. Hold, hold, hold. Hold here. Find your power, your core strength. Heart forward, tail back, belly in. Find your breath. Inhale. Exhale, nice and strong. We got 3, 2, and 1. Take an inhale, push the floor away. Heart comes forward. Exhale, lower down to the belly. We're flowing with our cobra. So once again, you can lift the hands off of the floor. Just lift the chest or press your hands into the floor. Lift off a little bit. Inhale and exhale. Couple more times. Inhale. Elbows hug in. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Press up and back. Down dog or child's pose. Ooh, feel that fire in the body. Couple more breaths here. All right, from down dog, come on up if you're not there already. Right leg lifts, inhale. And then exhale, knee to nose. Shoulders come forward over wrist. Extend back with that right leg, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time here, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Use this core strength. Step the foot forward in between the hands or walk it forward. Set up crescent lunge. Come on up. Arms overhead. Or those cactus arms. Or this is where we're going. Palms in front of the heart. Let's just take another breath here wherever you are. Maybe lowering the back knee down. We're taking this into a twist. So inhale, lengthen, bring those palms together if you're not already. Exhale, twist to the right, hooking this left elbow to the outside of the thigh and working the twist. Maybe opening the arms, maybe lifting the gaze. Couple breaths. Find your breath, your steady groundedness in the feet. And then next inhale, release our twist, come back, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come forward. We're taking it into standing splits. So right, hands can come as forward as you like, or even to a block here would work great. We're straightening both legs, lifting this left leg up. Hands can be on a block or to the floor, or starting to walk the hands back towards the standing foot. Maybe one hand wraps around the ankle, maybe both hands. And reaching the nose towards the shin as we lift that top leg up. Couple more breaths. Really straighten that top leg. Lift, lift, lift. Inhale. Exhale. Release the left foot to meet the right. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Plant the hands. Step back into plank. Chaturanga through Vinyasa. Or just meet an up dog, down dog or child's pose. We'll take a couple breaths. I was doing up dog as I was saying down dog, so. All right, from down dog, moving on, left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders come forward over wrist. Extend back, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Once more, inhale. exhale, knee to nose. Pause here, core strength. Step the foot forward. Crescent lunge, other side. Come on up. Arms overhead. Take a couple breaths here. Find your feet. This can be a little of a balance. So find your feet. Feel free to lower the back knee if we need. Let's bring the palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, lift the heart up. And exhale, twist to the left. Hook the elbow. Maybe open the arms. Maybe lift the gaze. And if this isn't working for you, I should have told you on the other side, but you can always come into that first twist that we did, that lunge twist, with the hand on the floor. If this is too deep of a twist here, one more breath. Lengthen through the spine. And exhale, twist. Inhale, unravel that twist. Crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come forward. Standing split, the back leg lifts. Maybe come hands to a block. Straightening both legs. As you reach the nose towards the shin. Lifting that top leg high, high, high. Couple breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Step the right foot to meet the left. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. One final vinyasa here if you'd like to take it, or we'll meet in down dog. Couple breaths there. Check in. So we will be cooling it down in yin after this and focusing on the fire element. In Chinese medicine, focuses on the heart meridian line and the small intestine meridian line. So with this practice, this first half hour is focused on that as well. But we're more building the heat in this practice. And we'll talk a little bit more about the meridian lines. So it'll be a lot more of a heart opening practice, the yin will be. So if you're into that, you can stay. One more breath here. And let's go ahead and lower down to the forearms. So coming into dolphin, like down dog, but on the forearms. And you might need to adjust the feet more in or back. You might need to bend the knees a little bit. Ground down into the forearms. Palms can be down here, or interlace the fingers and press into the back of the hands. And the gaze comes back. So look towards the back of the mat. Couple more breaths here. Find your strength. You'll feel this in the shoulders pretty quickly. Breathe through. One more full breath. Feel that fire. Breathe through it. And release. Go ahead and release to the knees. And come on up. We're going to come into camel, Ustrasana. So feet, knees apart about 2 fist width. Hands to the lower back. Hug those elbows towards one another as we open the chest, the heart, lift the gaze. Open the front of the body. So here we're taking it into that heart opening. Maybe tuck the toes under, reach for the heels, or reach for the heels. Maybe take the head back, if that's okay, on the neck. One more full breath here. Lift the heart up and back. And then as you come up, lead with the heart, head and neck follow. Sit back on the heels. Take a moment. Check in. We're going to do that one more time. Maybe just close the eyes, just take it all in. These heart openers can be intense, can kind of stir up maybe some emotions or just maybe feels really energizing. All right, come on up. Let's try that one more time, or feel free to sit this one out. Hands to the lower back. Lift the heart up, 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 and back. Keep reaching the hips forward as we lift the spine up and back. maybe reaching for the heels. With the breath here, a couple more rounds of breath. We can release the head back, really open up through the throat. It can be intense. And then as you come up, lead with the heart. Let the head and neck follow. Sit back on the heels. Whew. And as you're ready, make your way into child's pose from there. So knees wide, sink it slow, forward. Forehead to the floor, the back of the hands, and then rest there, a few breaths. And then come on up on an inhale. We'll swing the legs around and come into our boat session, Navasana. So we're balancing on the back of the sit bones, lift the shins here, find a balance. You can hold on to the back of the thighs, maybe the calves, or extend the arms. Go ahead and lift that heart up. You could also straighten the legs. Hold, 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 belly strong. Now bring the palms together in front of the heart. We're going to take it into a twist. Twisting to the right, twist. Center, lift the heart, and left, twist. Ooh, center, lift. Exhale, twist to the right. Feel free to lower the toes down here. If you're starting to feel in the lower back, center, and to the left, twist. Couple more times on each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center, lift the heart. Exhale, left. Ooh, we got this. One more time on each side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Ooh. Inhale, center. Let's release. Plant the feet, plant the hands back. Lift up, reverse tabletop position. So lift those hips up. Lift the gaze up. Open up through the front of the body. You could even take the head back if that's okay on the neck. Let out a breath. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, they're slipping on the hardwood floor. Lift those hips up. And lower down. We're going to come into boat pose, Navasana, one more time. Whew. All right, just holding though. We're not taking it into the twist. Straighten the legs, maybe lift up a little higher, maybe arms overhead. Hold, hold here. I was just thinking, oh, the dogs are so nice and calm, and literally right before that. Lift the heart up, belly in, 3. We got this, 2. And 1, release. Woo, feet to the floor, hands behind. Let's lift up, reverse tabletop. Lift those hips. Open up through the front of the body, the heart. Woo, 1 more breath. Lift up, lift, lift, lift. And exhale, release. All right, let's just take it into a forward fold here. Extend the legs forward, and we'll just take it forward, forward fold. Reach for the feet, the ankles, or the calves, and really lengthen the heart forward. So this is our cooling practice, or cooling pose, cooling us down a little bit, taking us down from that fire, that heat. Start to take some longer breaths in and out, slowing down the breath. We keep reaching the heart forward, lengthening through the spine as we fold forward. 3 more breaths. On your next inhale, we'll slowly roll up. Keep the legs as they are and slowly make your way onto your back. So belly nice and strong, lowering down one vertebra at a time. Keep the legs grounded. And onto our back here. All right, so we're gonna come into plow. So if we have neck injuries or any issues with our neck right now, come into waterfall. That can be your option, or unless you can feel it out as well. So waterfall, our legs just come up directly above the hips. And you could do this with legs up the wall as well, could be an option. Or we're gonna come into plow. So ground down into the arms, the palms down, and then lift those legs up and overhead. So keeping the gaze up, not turning the head side to side once you're in that position. Really important to keep the neck neutral. And we're coming onto our shoulders rather than the weight on the back of the head. More into the shoulders. And you could support the lower back here with the hands and get the elbows more like a shelf underneath you for a support kickstand. And then the tops of the feet are reaching towards the floor. That's what eventually can touch. Woo! I haven't done this one in a while. So a couple more breaths wherever you are. That plow position or waterfall legs. Now, option from plow is to bend both knees, take the knees on either side of the temples or ears, somewhere in between, and bend the knees, called deaf man's pose, covering the ears. But I always just kind of take the knees on either side of my temples. I haven't really ever made it to the ears, unless I started to feel it in my neck. So just a note there. We're all different though, all our bodies are different. And then we'll lower out when you're ready. Nice and easy. Your waterfall legs, take the legs down. And we're gonna come into fish. So straight legs, hands can come under the sacrum here and bringing the elbows under the body, kind of wiggling under to lift the heart up, lift the head, and then take the head back, crown of the head reaching towards the floor. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. We're getting that heart opening. That throat opening. So good for our speech. We want to speak with our heart open. One more breath. And then we'll lift with the heart. And we'll wiggle those hands out from underneath and lower onto our back completely for Shavasana. Feel free to come into knees into the chest or any other movement. We're coming into final relaxation, Shavasana. Palms up. Take a nice full breath here in. Open mouth, exhale out. Tighten up the fists. Squeeze the toes, squeeze the body. Inhale. And exhale, release. Relax, let go. If you're coming in for yin, we can start, where did I want to start? Starting on our back. If you're coming in for yin, this is a good place to start. If you're staying through the hour, this is a good place to hang for a minute or so. And if you're moving on, namaste. Thank you for joining. See you soon. We'll continue on into yin, talking more about the fire element, more related with the meridian lines that are connected. We have just a few more seconds here. Welcome if you're just coming in for yin. Hello, hello. All right, so if you're just coming in, we're on our back. We're gonna start with a spinal twist or just knees into the chest. So feel free to Shavasana longer if you're just coming off the first class. But we're going to take the knees into the chest, rock it out, and come into a spinal twist to start our practice today. So making your way on your back, hug the knees in, and just find your breath here. Welcome to Yin. We're talking about the fire element, but how it relates in Chinese medicine to meridian lines, which they're in pairs. The pair is the heart meridian line today, and the small intestine meridian line. And these meridian lines run along the front of the body, the arms, along the arms. So we'll be doing some heart opening, some stretch along the arms, the chest. All right, take those knees over to the right and then reach back through that left arm. We're just starting right off, spinal twist. Feel free to bring a cushion underneath or between the knees or underneath the bottom of the knees. And reach back through the left arm, gaze left if that's good on the neck. And just soften into the twist here to start us off. Connect with your breath, breathing in and out of the nose, if that's possible. Maybe in through the nose, out of the mouth. Stay there about 5 more breaths. One more breath on this side. Spinal twist. Welcome, welcome to Yin. You're just coming in. And we'll go ahead. On your next inhale, take the knees back to center. And we'll release the knees over to the left. Nice and slow. Reach back through the right arm. You can gaze right. And just settle in. So a cushion in between the knees here or underneath the bottom. That bottom knee. And allow the right shoulder to start to sink towards the floor. If it's not touching, opening the chest. So the first half hour, we built some heat. Now we're cooling it down and focusing on stretching along the heart meridian line, but also compressing along the heart meridian line. A couple more breaths here. On your next inhale, slowly take the knees back to center. And just pause there. Hug the knees into the chest. Maybe rock a little side to side. And we're going to make our way onto our belly for Sphinx pose. So flip right over or however you want to get there. Easiest for you to get there. And then coming onto our belly. And our forearms here. So palms can be face down or maybe fingers interlace. And we're pressing into the back of the hands. So if you're not on your belly, come into tabletop position and do some cat and cows. We're just really just opening the front of the body. So we can just go back and forth with the spine there. If you're on your belly, press down into the forearms. And lift the heart up, ground down to the palms and those elbows, and kind of pulling back as we lift the heart up Grounding down into the pelvis, the tops of the feet. Lift the heart up, up, up. Really opening up through that front of the body. And then kind of sink into it. Once you found your position, you might start to slowly soften into the bone structure of the arms. And letting the bones hold you up here rather than a whole lot of muscle. Just see if you can soften a little bit, soften the muscle a bit. Maybe let the head go, not all the way forward, but somewhere in between, up and forward. And we'll just take a few more breaths here. Go ahead and release, just starting to move the elbows out from underneath you, lower the chest to the floor. And we'll just gently press up and back into a child's pose. Nice and easy on that lower back as we just went into that back bend. Now we're taking it back, countering that position a bit into child's pose. A few breaths there. And so taking the knees wider here can be an option, maybe as wide as the mat. Letting the belly rest between the thighs. Forehead resting on the back of the hands or the floor. And connect with the breath here. Find your breath in this moment. Let that breath be an anchor, a guide, your reminder to come back to our presence, back to this moment here and now. Have our forehead resting on something. Maybe rock the head a little bit side to side, massaging the forehead. Now on your next inhale, come on up. And our option is to stay here in these child pose legs, or we can come up into more tabletop position where we're going to thread the needle. So right arm comes underneath left. Do it this way. Right arm comes underneath left. We lower to the outside of the shoulder, take the cheek down to the floor, and then walk the top hand forward. Maybe bend the elbow a lot to rest the arm on the floor. Or we can come into what you might be more familiar with is the tabletop. Thread the needle where your hips are lifted up and we lower down that way into the twist. So either or. This is just another option. This child's pose twist gets into the twist a little deeper. And see if we can soften into it. Relaxing the top arm, softening into the bottom arm. Let the head rest. Take some breaths, connect with the breath. Couple more rounds of breath on this side. See if we can sink into it just a little more. Soften a little bit more. And as you're ready, start to walk the top hand in and moving really slow as we transition over to the other side. As you're ready, other arm, thread the needle. And again, you can come up into that tabletop position if that feels better. For this side, because we can be different side to side too. And then lower down, walk the top hand forward. And find your position. We can hold and breathe. Let go. So when in balance, these meridian lines are in balance, flowing freely. We're talking about energy. We have feelings of love. We have maybe a clogged energy, maybe the opposite of that. I'm not even going to say the word. Because we really, all we need is love right now. We have enough of the other word surrounding us. Thinking about that word, thinking about that feeling, maybe picturing someone, you think of that word or something or a place within yourself too. Feeling in the body, when we love, when we're in love, when we love something. Let's just take a couple more breaths on this side. See if we could soften a bit more. We'll go ahead and start to walk that top hand in, pressing up. We'll come forward and come onto our bellies once again. We're going to come into a chest stretch. So if we're not coming onto our belly, you can just come onto your side. You can come to it from there, because that's where we're going eventually here. So right arm extends directly out from the shoulder. And then we roll on to our right side. Head can be on the floor or supported by a pillow or block. And the left hand in front of us for support. And that back hand behind you is palms down, unless it feels better to have the palm up. And then option is to bend this top knee, place the foot behind if we want a little more. We should feel pretty good stretch quickly here. That chest, the front of the shoulder. So bring any support that you need. You might not come to the deepest stretch here because we will be here for at least a minute. You could take a block under the head or a pillow. Just softening into that space where you feel the stretch, sending your breath there. thread the needle stretch. We opened up the back of the heart and compressed the front of the heart in that one. This one, we're more just opening the front of the heart. I guess we're compressing the back as well, the upper back, back of the heart space. There's some compressing going on there. Let's just take a few more breaths on this side. One more full breath. And we'll slowly start to make our way back to center, to the belly, or to the knees. And just pause there. And as you're ready, extending the left arm out directly from the shoulder. We'll roll onto the left side. Open around here. Really helps to take that right hand in front of your heart for support. And then the legs can be straight or bent. Sorry, I didn't say that on the first round. Straight, or maybe just the bottom knee bent, or the top knee bent and reaching the foot back. We'll deepen it, deepen the stretch. So come on into it. Find a place we can hang. Make any adjustments, any wiggles, scoots. And then sink into it, soften, breathe. If it's too intense, maybe take it out. Take it out a little bit. Notice our heart space, our chest, the front of the shoulder, softening and releasing. It might just be just a little tiny, tiny bit each breath. Or maybe none at all, but just send the breath there anyways. And eventually it'll give and soften, let go. The most important loves of them all is our love for ourselves. Taking care of ourselves, our needs, our self-care. The balance between our downtime and our active time, our family time. All feeding into that joy for ourselves, that love for ourselves. Let's go ahead and release. We'll slowly make our way onto the belly or up on the knees. And pause there. All right, one more heart opening here. Yeah, and then we'll switch it up a little bit. So we're gonna come up onto the knees and come into puppy pose. So it's like in between down dog and child's pose. Hips are lifted over the knees and the hands walk forward, reaching the heart towards the floor. Maybe the forehead comes to the floor or deeper, the chin to the floor. Or if that's too much, stack up. Place one hand on top of the other, create a little pillow for the forehead, but keep those hips lifted. over the knees. So wherever you are along those lines, we'll take about 5 more breaths. We won't be here super long. This one can be intense as well. If you feel it too deep in the shoulders, hug the rib cage together a little bit. That engages the core slightly, just to take it out of the shoulders. Nice deep breaths here. A couple more breaths. And as you're ready, you'll slowly walk those hands in. Swing the legs around. Come into a forward fold, just to ground, and then we'll make our way onto our back. So let's just forward fold here for about 5 to 10 breaths, and make this a rounding. You could bring your feet even apart a little bit, maybe bend the knees or bring something underneath the knees. And make this a yin style fold, where you round the back, let the head go, the arms just kind of relax forward. And again, you don't have to come to that deepest stretch. Be up here, slowly starting to round forward. So once again, we went from that heart opening, the puppy pose, the front we were opening, and now we're opening the back of the heart. So just about 3 to 5 more breaths here. Soften the face, the jaw. Soften a little more forward. Inhale, slowly roll up, let the head and neck be the last to come up. And keep the legs straight here, bend the knees as we make our way onto our back. For our banana stretch. So, favorite. This is a favorite for sure. Sherry does this one often. So, banana shape, taking the feet over to the right, walking the feet over to the right, and then lifting the shoulders up and over to the right. So we have straight legs, and then the arms can come into that cactus shape, bent elbows, or reaching overhead, maybe just for the fingers, wrists, forearms. And the head is centered between the arms if you have those overhead. Stretching the left side body. You can deepen this crossing the left ankle over the right foot. Deepen it that way, or adjust as you need. Side stretch. Sink into it. Find some stillness once you've found that position. Find your breath. Thanking yourself for showing up this evening. Speaking of self-care, self-love, coming to this mat, coming to this yin practice, so good. To give ourselves that love, that 30 minutes just to ourselves, for ourselves. So we're already ahead of the game just by being here, just by being a V-fitter. few more rounds of breath on this side. On your next inhale, we'll move the arms, the body back to center. And then as you're ready, scoot legs over to the left, lift the upper body up and over to the left, making that banana shape in the body. Arms overhead any way you'd like, or cactus arms. And then maybe crossing the right ankle over the left foot. Wiggle, scoot, find your position. Noticing if we have that tighter side from right to left. That one side that might need a little extra TLC, tender loving care. Loving ourselves and others is without judgment. So being where we are here and now in our body, from right to left in our body, right? Because we all have that side, that one side we're working with, or that one maybe injury, or that one spot that tends to get tight all the time. Acceptance, love, TLC, tender loving care. Here, a few more breaths. Opening our side body, so important to create that space around the rib cage so that we can really breathe, bringing full deep breaths in. You're doing mindful moments. Really focusing on the breath. And just by practicing the breath, we tend to expand our lungs. So just this opening can really be beneficial for our breathing. All right, let's go ahead and release. Come back to center. Release the arms. And then hug the knees into the chest. We'll just give ourselves a squeeze. Notice how that feels in the body coming off of the side stretch. And then go ahead, really hug those knees in. Forehead lifts up towards the knees. Wrap the arms around with the shins. Give yourself a hug, a squeeze. Inhale. And exhale, release. Extend the legs, extend the arms. Shavasana, find relaxation. Any wiggles or scoots here. Bring the shoulder blades together, wiggle the hips around. Find a comfortable position. Close the eyes, maybe cover the eyes with a pillow or shirt, blanket. Finding our ultimate stillness as we take in, absorb our practice. All that heart opening, the front of the body, the back of the body. Bringing in that heat, that fire in the first half if you were here. Just let it all sink into the body, the mind, your spirit. And staying here as long as you can. Once you're ready to come up, we're coming up renewed, refreshed, re-energized. Stay here in stillness. I will log us off here. It is time. So thank you for joining me on this fire element journey. If you have any questions, let me know. I have this recorded, so if you want it again, it's there. All right. Namaste, everyone. Thank you. Have a great evening.